I am sharing a story about goddess Mahalakshmi at Sri Ranganatha Temple in Srirangam, who decided to play hide and seek with her devotees. Here is what happened. The temple has several unique traditions that are being preserved for the last 1000+ years, as mentioned in its records, the Kovil Olugu. One such tradition is that of the Araiyar Seva, which has a fascinating history. This Seva was also instrumental in discovering the Moola Vigraha of Mahalakshmi in the temple that remained hidden for several decades. Around the 9th century, a Vaishnavite Acharya Nadamuni retrieved the Divya Prabandham, a collection of 4000 Tamil verses composed earlier by the Azhwars. Considered as sacred as the Vedas, these had nearly faded away from existence. He categorized the verses, set them to a tune called Devaganam, choreographed it and taught it to his two nephews to sing them in front of Ranganatha at Srirangam. As they had thus mastered the verses, his nephews came to be known as Araiyars, or the kings of songs who can explain them through music and dance. Their performance, called Araiyar Seva, in practice even now, happens only inside the temple in front of the moorthies. The Araiyars are uniquely dressed and carry a pair of heavy cymbals, a tradition handed down through the successive generations of the descendants of Nadamuni. Between the 13th and 14th century, the Sultan's army from Delhi had invaded Srirangam thrice to loot the wealthy temple. Caught unawares the first time, they had lost the utsava moorthi of Ranganatha to the invaders and later recovered it with great difficulty. During subsequent raids, the temple priests outwitted the enemies by taking the utsava moorthis of Ranganatha and Thaayar or Mahalakshmi out of Srirangam. They were kept safe for several years before returning to the temple. The priests went one step ahead and built walls to cover the Vigrahas of both Ranganatha and Mahalakshmi. The installed moolavars of the deities then couldn't be destroyed or mutilated by the ravaging army. After almost 2 generations, the Utsava Murthy of Ranganatha came back to Srirangam after journeying through South India, by which time his hidden moolavar was also discovered and worship of the two Murthis resumed. But what happened to Mahalakshmi's Utsava Murthy? That Murthy did not get back at the same time. So, the people of Srirangam, now 2 generations later, forgot and remained unaware of Mahalakshmi's hidden moolavar inside her Sannadhi. And when her utsavar eventually returned, they actually installed a new moolavar and started worshipping both. Many years later, on a festive occasion, the then Araiyar was performing his ritual through song and dance in Mahalakshmi's Sannadhi. And that's when he noticed that when his heavy cymbals clanged, an echo was created, indicating vacuum space somewhere in the Sannidhi. This alert observation led to further investigation, which led to the discovery of the old moolavar behind the wall. And finally, the original goddess was once again revealed to her devotees. And that was how the smart people of Srirangam saved their deities from certain destruction at the hands of the Sultan's army. So today, when you visit Srirangam Temple, you get to see not the usual 2 but 3 deities of Mahalakshmi in her Sannadhi, 2 moolavars with the original at the back and 1 utsavar in the front. A unique sight, definitely.